In today's episode, I want to share a really interesting definition of intelligence that I heard over the weekend. But before I get started, I just want to highlight that I've just had to do a little reset of my mindset and come back to recording this episode in one hit. I think this is the third time that I've hit record today. I've had a couple of attempts and weren't happy with the results and hit stop. But part of this journey is for myself, my own growth, my own application of what I've been learning. And I just wanted to highlight that, this is something you might not ordinarily see as you listen to the finished product, but I just wanted to highlight that this constant resetting of my mindset is something that's constantly on my mind. If you've been struggling, if you've been feeling in a bit of a rut, if you feel like you aren't sure what those next steps that you need to be taking are, I've got a brand new 5-minute a day daily planning and continuous improvement checklist that might be exactly what you need to get yourself back and to reset and find out what you should be taking action on today. I think it's a fantastic tool. It's my completely free gift for you. All you need to do is reach out, let me know where to send it, and I'll shoot it straight through, absolutely no strings attached. Hello, and welcome back to the From Zero to Marketing Hero podcast. My name's Paul Heron. I'm a life coach, entrepreneur. I've been creating and setting up my own coaching business over the last 5 years, but I'm originally from the corporate world where my specialty was using continuous improvement methodologies to create repeatable, reliable processes and systems that helped the business that I was working in have an element of certainty around the activities that we were embarking on. One thing I've realized from my time there and through going through this process of starting my own business is that this exact same mindset is essential for us to be able to hit our own goals. And that's my mission today. My mission is to help others create some structure that will enable them to flourish in their own dreams. This project is all about me continuing to step out of my comfort zone. I have predominantly outsourced my marketing for the last 5 years, but I recently decided this is the year I'm going to figure it out. So I'm committed to creating, uploading, posting a podcast episode every single day to document the journey and to give you guys a bit of an insight into what's going on. And like I mentioned earlier in this introduction, it's not all easy. There's challenges that we have to overcome. And I think highlighting some of that behind the scenes stuff can be really interesting for you guys to become aware of. So what is intelligence and what is learning? And I heard a really powerful definition of this in a course I was doing recently by Nick Pearson. And his definition was our ability to get what we want as a definition for intelligence. And that got me thinking straight away. It took me back away. It helped me to sort of step back from all these courses and YouTube videos that we might be watching and the books that we're reading. And the first thing that came up for me was like a baby, for example, an infant. They are born, they need all of our love, attention. An infant child, an infant human cannot survive on their own. And very, very quickly, babies find ways to get what they want. They know that if they stay quiet, they're not going to get the attention they need. So they know how to call out. They know how to start getting the attention they need, and they know how to get the things they want. And they learn that so quickly. And I think reinforcing that metaphor, I guess, is something that's really, really powerful. It's not necessarily about learning. I think it's really interesting thinking about learning, because what is learning? Learning's not necessarily, or it's actually not taking in information. I think we have this messed up, and we have this around the wrong way in some ways. We think that learning is about taking in information. And I think one of the dangers that we have is this idea that we're not ready, or we can't be ready until we've taken in enough information. And I think that can be a big danger, because I think many of us, and I know that I've been included in this bucket at times, but many of us use that need, or that misdirected need in some ways, that we need to learn more before we can take an action, as a bit of a shield, I guess, that's getting in the way and preventing us from doing the thing that we know we need to be doing. So Nick Pearson, he had the definition for intelligence. He also had a fantastic definition for learning. And the definition was our ability to be able to go into the same circumstance and implement a different behavior. So it's effectively the antidote for that definition of insanity that we've all heard before. We've all heard that definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. This is going into a behavior or going into a situation and performing a different behavior to try and get a different result, which is exactly what we need to be doing. But so many of us fall into these patterns of, subconscious in many ways, but we fall into these patterns and habits of doing the same things over and over again. And we're confused because we keep getting the same results, which I think this is just a very interesting thing to become aware of. So we've got this definition of intelligence, our ability to be able to get what we want. So all the information in the world, we could soak up all of the information that is available to us, and that does not help us get what we want. When I put it into the lens of my business, for example, marketing, to be a little bit more specific, I could read all the marketing books out there. I could sign up to all of the courses out there. I can get everybody else's opinion on what I should be doing. And I most certainly have done a little bit of that. I've read and listened to many books, and I've signed up to a few courses. And I've fallen into the danger of just taking in more and more information without applying enough of it. And I think that's what the huge distinction and the big takeaway from this conversation today is. Our ability to get what we want can only come about through our taking of actions and figuring out what's going to work for us. What's worked for someone else isn't necessarily what's going to work for us. We're all different. We're all unique. We're all in very unique environments. We're all, from a business point of view, we've all got very different businesses, and we're all trying to target different types of perfect clients. There are so many different variables. We just don't know what's going to work until we give things a go. And, this is huge. I've got my guitar sitting behind me there, and I really like this analogy. I could take in all the information available to me in terms of how to play the guitar. I could do all the courses. I could learn to read music potentially. There is a lot that I could learn. There's a lot of information I could take in, but I cannot learn how to play the guitar, how to get my motor skills working, how to get my fingers moving, how to actually learn to play in rhythm and everything that comes with actually playing the instrument. I cannot learn that from taking in information. The only way I can do that is by picking the instrument up, picking the guitar up and playing it over and over again, putting in a routine or a practice routine that's going to help me to grow in the most efficient way. But I can't even optimize that routine until I just get started. It literally is about just figuring out what we're going to try next, and then actually deciding to take the action and to jump in and do the thing. And I think this is huge. This is just another little tool that we can use to reinforce the idea that intelligence is not taking in information. Not in my opinion anyway. I'm not sure whether you guys would agree or disagree, but I love this definition of intelligence being our definition to get what we want. And if I do apply that definition to my marketing business, what I want is to be able to highlight a message that resonates with my perfect client, be able to get that message out in a way that cuts through the noise and lands with them. And I want to be able to start having conversations with this person. And no amount of information is going to get me there. The only way I get there is identifying the very first step that I need to take to figure some of this stuff out. And hopefully, if you've been following along, there's been a few of those steps that I have taken already. I've highlighted recently what my June plan is in terms of taking that next step and really trying to figure out that next piece of the puzzle that I'm trying to get my head around. But it's all about taking action. It's all about me doing this stuff, getting better at producing content and producing and refining a message that lands. There are so many positives that just come from me turning up every day to do this. It's huge. So I just wanted to highlight that distinction today between information, or separating almost information from intelligence. Intelligence really only comes from our ability to be able to apply this stuff and to embody it and to really figure out how it works for us specifically. And learning. Learning is about bringing a different, using the information wisely, being able to take out ideas that we want to try and bringing it to the situations that we've struggled with, or where our kink in the hose is, bringing the ideas that we take from the information, deciding what the next thing we're going to try is, and taking a different action and testing the results, seeing what happens. And it's this overall process back to our continuous improvement methodology. It's about deciding what we're going to do. It's about taking an action. And it is about being able to get curious afterwards, whatever the results. And then to be able to think outside the box, get creative, do more brainstorming, think about what that next step's going to be, rinse and repeat. Follow that process all the way through to our goals being hit. But yeah, I came across this in a course I was doing during the week, and I wanted to share this because it is something that I think is really powerful. It's very easy to confuse taking in information as learning. I think, if there's one takeaway to take from this, it's that learning only occurs through us applying this stuff. So I would love to know what you think. Please let me know. I'll leave it there for today. The best place to reach me, you can head over to my website. It's paulheronlifecoaching.com. Head over there, reach out, start a conversation. I would really love to know what you guys think. If you're interested in my daily planning and continuous improvement checklist, I think it is the perfect place to start thinking down this route. So if this has you thinking and you're curious about finding out a little bit more about that, again, just reach out, let me know, and it's all yours. One thing I will quickly note, I did get a couple of comments on the Spotify app there, but I haven't figured it out yet, but I don't think I can actually respond to that. So if you do want to start a conversation and if you do want to get a copy of this checklist, just reach out by email or messenger, or there's a form on my website. You can reach out there. As I said, there's no strings attached. I'm not after any email addresses. It really is about just providing this resource to you guys. Hopefully you'll like it. Hopefully you might want to have a further conversation afterwards, but it really is just about getting this across because I know that it can be so valuable. So if it's interesting, sounds good, let me know and I'll send it through. Finally, if you're enjoying the show, it would be fantastic if you could hit pause for a moment and hit subscribe. It does go a long way in helping others become aware of what I'm doing and to get the show out to a wider audience. And until tomorrow, have a fantastic day. Bye for now.